On Take One, April Fool's Day, banned books, and the Batman. This week, Bronco Day and the Oscars. And just for laughs, some Guinness World Records and a new Netflix show. These stories and more up next on Take One. Take One. I'm Christy Amstutz. Bronco Day was this past weekend, and Boise State welcomed thousands of prospective students to our beautiful campus. During Bronco Day, these prospective students can meet current students and professors, explore labs and classrooms, and tour student dining and housing options. The day started off with an address from President Marlene Trump, featured presentations from admissions counselors, and finished off with the first look at the 2022 Bronco football team at their annual spring game. In her morning address, President Trump told students, "Today is an opportunity for you to find out why this is such an extraordinary place and why college is such a life-changing experience." ASBSU President Kenneth Houston told students in his address, "We hope today is the day that you fall in love with Boise State." We here at BTV echoed that statement as we hosted the simultaneous virtual Bronco Day. We couldn't have been more excited to share our beautiful campus with the rest of the world. Hey Jenna, how was Daytona?
So amazing. Mainline is back from nationals and brought home 2 trophies with them. The Broncos competed in D1A hip hop and placed 3rd, as well as D1A jazz, where they placed 3rd as well. Congratulations to these athletes on making program history and representing Boise State across the country at NDA Nationals in Daytona. Softball has had the past week off from games. The team was scheduled to play in a doubleheader Tuesday against Idaho State, but because of the weather delays, the games were postponed. They just traveled to San Diego to play San Diego State this weekend for a 3-game series. Good luck, and as always, go Broncos. Now, over to you, Skylar.
Thanks, Jenna. Something the world has been watching very closely is the aftermath of the Chris Rock-Will Smith incident at the 2022 Oscars. Will Smith infamously slapped Chris Rock for making a joke about Will's wife, Jada. Will Smith has now been banned for 10 years from the Oscars. The punishment is fair, but let's not pretend that the Oscars are being moral arbiters on this. Instead, let's turn the focus to the hypocrisy of Hollywood and the racism of the Academy, whose awards are deemed so precious. While of course there is no situation where it's okay to strike someone for making a joke, let's not pretend that this situation hasn't happened before at the Oscars, and was excused. In 1973, John Wayne tried to physically assault a Native American woman named Littlefeather, who was refusing an award on behalf of Marlon Brando and was begging for better treatment of indigenous actors. John Wayne was criticized, but not punished. That's just one instance. By and large, the Academy hasn't had situations like these. No, instead they have just had an almost exclusively white lineup of winners. Even as of right now, since the inception of the Oscars, only 52 Oscars have been awarded to actors and actresses of color, only 6 of which has been for Best Actor or Actress, and only 1 of those has gone to a woman of color. So forgive me when I roll my eyes a bit at the Oscars for banning Will Smith for slapping someone when they have yet to ban Harvey Weinstein for sexually assaulting and raping women for years, or Kevin Spacey, or Woody Allen, or Mel Gibson, or Roman Polanski, or James Franco, or Kevin Affleck.
Thanks, love. Well, today I'm out here on the tennis courts to reflect, like I always do, but I see the tennis courts and the green floor. You know what it reminds me of? Mahjong! The Mahjong table is green just like that. And I hate that game so much. Ugh, gets me worked up. It's like poker, but not. They have a hierarchy system like poker, but I don't understand. Like, it's 1 through 10 tiles, like 1 through 10 cards, but there's no numbers. So one circle is 1 or 10. I don't really know. But then there's the bird tile. What does that do? Nothing. And then there's dragons in the game, the little symbols, but they look cool, but they don't do anything either. But I have lost so much money. It's ridiculous. I have had to remortgage my home 3 times, and I have divorced my wife, same one, 3 times as well, just 'cause I can't afford to keep playing the game. But I need to learn the game just so I can say I played it before. But that's all I have about Mahjong. It just gets me so mad I can't keep going anymore. Now let's see what is bubbling over in the spec.
It's a lot of heated passion.
That's a lot of
game.
passion for
Yeah.
Mahjong. Yeah, I mean.
Have you ever been that passionate about a game?
No.
No.
No. Have you ever been that passionate?
No.
Yeah.
Have you?
No. That's a lot of hatred.
That's a lot of hatred. I'll tell you, I do really like this new game, Sneaky Sasquatch. Have you ever played it?
No.
It's
I've
fun.
never heard of that.
It'll grab you, it'll suck you in, and it'll keep you there.
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, think so. All right. Well, when Idaho's brought up in national news, it's usually for the wrong reasons. But this week we're in the news for a much better reason. David Rush, a Boise State alumni with over 200 Guinness World Record titles, is in the national spotlight yet again for reclaiming an award that was stolen from him. David Rush is an Idahoan engineer who tries to set as many Guinness World Records as he can in order to promote the importance of STEM education for children. The most recent record was for the most thumbtacks inserted into a corkboard in 1 minute, and in the summer of 2021, he set the record with 133 tacks. However, after this, someone was able to reach 140. Crazy, right? But get this, Mr. Rush comes back in March of 2022 on the Tamron Hall show and pins 180 tacks, which is crazy. That's like 3 tacks every second. I've never heard of the Tamron Hall show, but if this doesn't make it blow up, then I don't know what will. This is just one small step for David, but it's one giant leap for Idaho kind.
If you're in the mood for a colorful show about young people doing things they probably shouldn't, Euphoria is no longer your only option. Long-running Japanese reality show Old Enough is Netflix's latest bingeable hit, featuring a cast of young children let loose into the world to complete grown-up tasks for their parents. Episode 1 follows the adorable toddler Hiroki on a booger-filled excursion to the grocery store for sweet curry and flowers for his family's altar. Whose heart wouldn't be filled with pride watching him cross the street by himself, navigate the shelves, or when his squeaky little shoes stop suddenly on the way home as he remembers that he forgot the curry. But I, for one, was not expecting to relate to these kids so much. One little girl cried to her parents after she couldn't find the grocery shop, and honestly, who can blame her? For me, there's about 6 seconds between Google Maps not working and tears flowing. You give me one simple task, and I'll also probably end up wasting a couple of hours chasing a dog around the neighborhood instead. Need me to go to the market to pick up a very specific, important type of fish? Well, too bad. I'm coming home with whatever's got the brightest colors because it gets my little moth brain going, and you're going to have to make it work. So if you want to get back to your inner child, check out Old Enough on Netflix. Thankfully, it is much easier on your emotions than that of Euphoria, although between one show about drug-altered teen tragedy and another where 2-year-old Yuka sobs to her mom because of how much she'll miss her on her lone trip to the market, I shed about the same amount of tears.
I mean, I still cry if I lose my mom in the grocery store as a 20-year-old, so.
Yeah, just thinking about the story made me forget how to speak at the beginning, so.
Right, it's
yeah.
a very emotional
It's
story.
heavy. I connect with it on a very deep level. In fact, I was lost in a market as a young child, so yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It seems like this is a lot for you emotionally. Do you need to go work this through with some professionals?
I actually have I have an
okay.
appointment.
All right. Well, it was great seeing you.
Always good to see you.
Yep. All right. Well, with that, let's end it to Madeline and Jordan in the Love Shack.
Hey! Welcome back
To the Love Shack.
We have a very special episode for you guys today.
special.
For many reasons. One, this is Madeline's last Love Shack.
Guys, I know that you can't tell right now, but I'm actually really sad.
I'm sad too.
It's really sad. It's a special day for everyone in Take One.
Yeah.
Another special reason, we have a male guest today.
I know we said we wouldn't do it, but here he is.
We said we wouldn't, but we're doing it.
Logan.
Heck yeah, we're doing it.
Madeline.
Pleasure's all mine.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
Onto our couch.
Thanks for coming
Make
in.
yourself comfortable.
All right. So,
Yeah, so what are we talking about?
we're talking about a very controversial topic. Let's just start off with who should ask the other one out first? Should a guy ask a girl out first? Should the girl ask the guy?
Great question.
What are we
Jordan.
thinking?
Personally, I think that it's okay for a girl to nudge a guy to ask her out. I think it's okay to be like women, shoot your shot, basically. You can say, oh, we should definitely hang out soon. Like, this Saturday would be really fun.
Does
and
it
then
have to be a nudge though, or could it just be like?
It could be like,
Will you go out with me?
I mean, that's not
Do you
my
wanna-
own cup of tea, but like other girls, I totally support it. If you're like, hey, you want to go get food this weekend? Like, this Saturday, let's go get Tin Roof. Cool. Then yeah, do it, you know? What makes you
Alright.
happy makes you happy.
Tacos.
What about you
See,
guys?
I
Tacos.
personally just can't really find like my niche when it comes to asking a guy out, so I just don't do it.
Yeah.
You know? And it just helps the ego to not get crushed.
Oh,
once in
isn't
a
that
while.
interesting?
Yeah.
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 Logan,
that
what do
pair?
You're
you?
used to ego crushing?
I am incredibly used to it. My ego has
What's
been
your
shattered.
experience?
Well, I don't know. You definitely feel good after asking somebody out, as long as they say yes. But also, like, if somebody asks me out, it's cool. It's cool.
Okay.
So,
Who pays?
let's-
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you, thank you. That's where I was gonna bring it to.
you know, I think you always need to offer. You always need to
I think
offer.
every person needs to offer.
But I think
But I also understand that people are all in their own financial
Right,
situations.
exactly.
So like there should be no expectation, and it doesn't mean that somebody doesn't like you
Right.
if they're not paying for
I
you.
mean, and we're in 2022. Equality.
Preach it, girl. Preach
I'm
it.
just- I'm
to
just
the
saying, I'm
choir.
I
Yes.
think first date I probably pay. Doesn't really
thank you.
matter. If they ask me, I'd pay. I'd offer to
Personally,
pay.
I would
Okay.
take it as a compliment if a
Yeah.
guy paid for me on the first date, and I would take it as that they were interested.
Would you offer to pay?
But I would
Always.
always, you know,
Always
everyone
offer.
knows that, like, when you were younger and
Right.
you, like, have to give, like, a $1 bill to somebody, and, not a $1 bill, but, like, say you have to give money to someone, and, like, they're like, oh, no, and you're like, sorry, please
fine,
take
like,
it.
let me
No,
do it.
no, I
Take it.
can't.
It's
Okay,
a
fine,
nice
I'll
thing.
take it.
You're
That sort of
taught.
thing.
You're
Yeah.
taught.
exactly.
You just have to, it's a little, like, playful banter.
It's also interesting because that's the best you're ever going to see that person at on that first date. They're like trying to make the best impression possible.
And it's like, if they're not
so
even
if they just
offering
expect
to
you
pay,
to pay, then you're like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
That's I'm not going to
Okay.
build. I'm not going to build a
Thank you.
home
That
with
was
this
this was
person.
a great conversation.
Yeah,
I
so
loved
the
it
hot
so much.
takes for sure.
Well, this was really a great season of the Love Shack.
Thank you guys for riding
We
with
really
us.
appreciate all of our followers.
And make sure to hit the like and subscribe.
And this is all of us signing off.
See you later, Sonny.
Send it to 360 Studio.
Back to you.
Thanks, you three. At the beginning of 2022, in a first of its kind surgery, a man's heart was replaced with a pig's heart. The 57-year-old had been living with life-threatening heart disease, but he wasn't able to find a human donor as his condition deteriorated. So, when proposed with this experimental procedure, he decided to go through with it. Normally, the human body would reject a pig heart, but this pig was genetically modified to make one that could theoretically be implanted into a human. Unfortunately, 2 months after the surgery, he passed away, and it is still unknown if his body rejected the heart. The hospital plans on releasing more information in a peer-reviewed journal. If this medical advancement could be perfected, then this means the possibility of being able to get people organs sooner. Using these genetically modified pig organs not only helps those with failing hearts, but could also help researchers study infectious diseases. And that's all the time we have for today. Thanks to all the crew and writers for this episode. I'm Christy Amstutz.
I'm Skylar Nations.
And I'm Jenna Vitamonti. Thanks for a fantastic semester, everyone. And goodbye to all of our UTP graduates. We'll see you next time on Take One. Just kidding. Take One's actually graduating, so we'll see you next time.